There are people who destroy everything they touch and still manage to convince themselves it was never their fault. They lose opportunities, break relationships, betray promises, abandon projects, and when everything collapses, they always find someone else to blame. Society calls them irresponsible. But for Carl Jung, the real problem went much deeper, because according to Jung, the irresponsible person is not only running away from duties, they are running away from themselves. And the most dangerous part is that most people do not even realize they are doing it. There is an uncomfortable idea Jung repeated for years. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life. And you will call it fate. Think about that carefully. How many people say life went wrong for me, when in reality they slowly destroyed everything themselves? It was not bad luck. It was their inability to maintain discipline, to control impulses, to accept consequences. But here is where things become truly dark. Jung believed that inside every human being exists a hidden part called the shadow, a repressed version of ourselves, filled with selfishness, fear, resentment, childish desires, and emotional chaos. And when a person never confronts that shadow, they eventually become controlled by it. Irresponsibility does not always look dangerous. Sometimes it looks like charisma, smart excuses, elegant victimhood, emotional promises. There are people who speak beautifully, but never sustain anything. They promise to change, promise to love, promise to work, promise to stay, but they disappear the moment reality becomes heavy. Because taking responsibility means accepting something painful. Your decisions create your life, and many people would rather destroy themselves than accept that truth. Jung understood something few people accept today. Irresponsibility is not born from a lack of intelligence. It is born from fear, fear of growing up, fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of discovering that maybe you are not as special as you imagined. So the mind creates mechanisms to escape. Procrastination, excuses, distractions, addictions, blaming others, all to avoid one thing, taking ownership of yourself. And this is where the real problem begins. Because an irresponsible person does not only ruin their own life, they drag others down with them. An irresponsible father creates insecure children. An irresponsible leader destroys entire teams. An irresponsible partner leaves emotional scars that last for years. But the worst part is that many of these people seem normal, even charming. Jung warned that human beings possess an incredible ability to lie to themselves. They can turn cowardice into freedom. They can call escaping responsibility following their heart. They can disguise immaturity as authenticity. And the more time passes, the harder it becomes to distinguish who you really are from the mask you created to avoid growing. Modern society even rewards this attitude. Today, many people want results without discipline, respect without effort, money without sacrifice, love without commitment. And when reality refuses to give them what they want, they feel like victims of the world. But Jung saw something terrifying in that. He believed that the person who avoids responsibility eventually loses control of their own mind. Because when you do not consciously govern your life, something else begins governing it for you. Your impulses, your emotions, your wounds, your shadow. And perhaps now you understand something disturbing. Maybe you have met people like this. People who seemed good, but left chaos behind them. People who always had the perfect explanation, but never results. People who swore they would change, only to repeat the same pattern again and again. Jung believed that constantly repeating mistakes is a sign of deep unconsciousness. The irresponsible person never learns, because they never truly observe themselves. They are too busy justifying themselves. But here comes the most uncomfortable part of all. Because this is not only about them, it is also about you. Because all of us carry an irresponsible side hidden within us. All of us avoid something, a conversation, a decision, a habit, a truth. All of us have blamed time, when it was really fear. All of us have said later, when in reality we wanted to escape. And that is exactly what Jung tried to teach. The most dangerous enemy is not the chaos of the world. It is the chaos you hide within yourself. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding themselves. They constantly distract themselves because silence reveals too much. That is why they need noise, screens, validation, endless entertainment. Because when they are finally alone, something uncomfortable appears. The feeling that they are wasting their potential. And few things create more anxiety than realizing you could become someone great, but lacking the courage to do it. Jung believed that maturity was not about becoming perfect. It was about becoming conscious. Seeing your darkness without running away. Accepting your flaws without disguising them. Recognizing that many of your misfortunes were born from your own decisions. That hurts, because it is easier to blame destiny. Easier to blame the government, your parents, society, your past. But responsibility carries something strange. It is heavy, and at the same time, it sets you free. Because the moment you stop blaming the world, you recover power. And here lies the difference between an emotional child and a conscious man. The emotional child wants immediate comfort. The conscious man tolerates discomfort to build something real. The irresponsible person lives reacting. The conscious person lives deciding. One escapes consequences. The other faces them, even while afraid. But Jung warned about something even darker. He believed that when a person avoids responsibility for too many years, their personality begins to fragment. They start living through masks, pretending confidence, pretending maturity, pretending happiness, but in private, they feel empty because deep down they know something terrible. They abandoned too many times the person they could have become. And perhaps that is the real human tragedy. Not failure, not losing money, not making mistakes, but spending an entire life running away from responsibility without ever discovering who you truly were. Because every time you abandon your duties, you also abandon a part of your character. And slowly, you become someone incapable of trusting even yourself. Now understand this carefully. Responsibility is not only about paying bills or following schedules, it is something deeper. It is stopping the betrayal of yourself. It is doing what you said you would do, even when nobody is watching. It is building a mind capable of channeling pressure. Because in the end, real power does not belong to the most intelligent person, nor to the most talented. It belongs to the one who can govern himself. And perhaps that is why Jung saw irresponsibility as a spiritual problem. Because it does not destroy quickly, it destroys slowly. First your discipline, then your identity, then your purpose, until one day you wake up and no longer recognize the life you built. But there is still one final question left, an uncomfortable question. If your life remains exactly the same 5 years from now, will it truly be the world's fault? Or will it be the silent consequence of every time you ran away from yourself? Because in the end, the shadow does not destroy people instantly. It destroys them every time they choose to avoid responsibility, while knowing exactly what they should have done.